When a person's emotions reach a point where they feel completely out of control, it can be very dangerous, especially when negative emotions such as anger, resentment, jealousy, worry, or depression arise. The person involved suffers deeply. Some people even reach a point where they may harm themselves or others. Where do these emotions come from? They all share one common root. They revolve around me. I was hurt. You made me angry. I lost something. Things did not go the way I expected. I worry about what will happen to me. When the mind keeps circling around me, emotions are continuously produced, and they grow stronger and stronger. As ordinary people, this reaction is normal. It is not a fault. The problem is that we easily take this me to be something real, fixed, and unchanging. In fact, this me is not a truly independent or permanent existence. It is only the result of causes and conditions coming together temporarily. In this lifetime, we are simply using this body for a while, and we temporarily have these thoughts, emotions, memories, and identities. They feel very real, but they are only temporary. When this life comes to an end, this body ends as well. Along with it, the thoughts, attachments, and ways of seeing things that belong to this life also come to an end. What follows will be another life, another body, and another set of experiences and ways of thinking. Many people understand this in theory, but when strong emotions arise, we still find it very hard to let go of our attachment to me. So when someone is already suffering to the point of losing control, when there is even a risk of hurting themselves or others, simply talking about principles is often not enough. At that moment, what is needed is an emergency method, something that can help immediately. This method is not about suppressing emotions or denying pain. It is about shifting attention away from only thinking about myself and turning it toward others. When you stop repeatedly focusing on my pain, my anger, my suffering, and instead genuinely care about others or help others, the source that keeps producing negative emotions temporarily stops. Emotions continue not because they are so powerful, but because we keep holding on to the sense of me. When the mind is no longer centered on me, anger, resentment, and pain are no longer continuously created, and they naturally begin to ease. Here is a very simple example. Imagine you are in a state of intense pain, anger, or despair, completely absorbed in your own suffering. Suddenly, you see someone you deeply care about whose life is in immediate danger, perhaps about to be hit by a car. In that moment, you would rush to help without hesitation. At that instant, something very real happens. You completely forget about yourself. You are no longer thinking about how much pain you are in, because your mind is fully focused on the other person. And in that moment, your intense suffering and anger truly disappear, at least temporarily. Not because the problem was solved, but because your mind is no longer fixed on me. This is why helping others is a genuinely effective method when emotions feel overwhelming. It is not just comforting advice, and it is not a moral demand. It is based on how the mind actually works. When attachment to me is temporarily loosened and the mind is placed on others, emotions naturally soften. If you have the chance, you can try this for yourself the next time emotions begin to spiral out of control. Even doing something small to help someone else, as long as it is done sincerely, can help the mind gradually settle down.